If you are ready to wake up, you will not need permission. You will not need a sign in the sky. You will not need a bell to ring. And you certainly do not need a committee to approve the moment, because waking up is not an event. It is a collapse of a story you have been carrying so quietly, you forgot it was there. Most people do not cling to that story because it is true. They cling to it because it is familiar. It sounds like this: I am small. I am late. I am unlucky. I am trapped inside this skin in a world that does not care. That voice has a name you feel in your chest: the poor little me. And listen carefully, the poor little me does not die easily. It survives by pretending it wants freedom, while quietly fearing what freedom would cost. So let us begin with an honest question, not a polite question. Are you here because you are ready, or because you like the idea of being ready? Do not answer out loud. Just notice what happens inside you. When the question lands, does something tighten? Does something resist? Or does something quietly loosen? Because readiness is not a thought. Readiness is a loosening, a willingness to stop defending, a version of yourself that has been exhausted for a long time. Here is the first thing to see. You are not a thing. You are not a fixed object, moving through a world made of other objects. You are not a lonely pilot, trapped inside a fragile machine. You are a process, a happening, a verb. Life is not happening to you from the outside. Life is happening as you from the inside. Look at your body, not as a concept, but as a fact. Breath moves, blood moves, nerves flash, a cut heals. And you did not read a manual to make any of that happen. No one taught you how to grow fingernails. No one trained you how to beat your heart. So the deepest you is not the little manager in your head narrating the day. The deepest you is the intelligence that is already doing all of this. If that is true, then where is the boundary? The air you inhale was outside you a second ago. The water in you was once in clouds and rivers and other lives. Even your language, the words you use to think, were given to you. So where exactly is the isolated island? You are more like a whirlpool in a river. A whirlpool has a shape, a recognizable pattern. You can point to it and say, there it is. But the whirlpool is made entirely of the river. Not a single drop inside it belongs to it. It is the river, swirling. In the same way, you are life living in a temporary pattern, real and meaningful, but not separate. And when you see this, the fear question becomes unavoidable. If you are life living, what are you actually afraid of? Under almost every fear, there is one fear, the fear of ending. The mind turns this into an image, a dark room forever, a lonely witness trapped inside nothing. But notice the trick. Even when the mind imagines nothing, it imagines something. A room, a space, a viewer stuck inside. True nothingness is not a place you can be trapped in. Nothingness is not an experience. You cannot taste it. You cannot see it. You cannot sit in it and suffer. To suffer, you must be there. So when people fear non-existence, what they actually fear is a miserable kind of existence. A forever dark room with someone still there to endure it. That is just a painting the mind makes because it cannot understand the absence of pictures. So now, we give the mind a task so impossible, it begins to quiet. Try this right now. Imagine what it would be like to go to sleep and never wake up. The world fades, and then no morning, no dream. Hold the image. Now notice, you cannot actually hold it, because the moment you picture it, you are here picturing it. The imagining itself is waking. You cannot step outside awareness to observe the absence of awareness. And if you stay with this, a second question appears. If you cannot truly know what it is like to sleep forever, then what was it like to wake up after never going to sleep? That points to birth. There was a time when this world was not appearing to you. And then it was. Existence began without your permission, without your planning, without your effort. And yet, here you are. So ask gently, what do you actually lose in death? You lose a story. You lose a perspective. You lose a particular pattern, but you are afraid of an experience that cannot exist. Now we come to the simplest direct pointing. Listen to your thoughts for a moment. Do not argue with them. Just listen. A thought appears. It speaks. It fades. The mind is like a radio station that never runs out of programs. But something is listening. What is listening? The listener is not loud. It does not brag. It does not sell itself. It is simply here, unmoving, while everything moves. The poor little me is a character in the story, but the listener is the screen. When you recognize the screen, the story loses its grip. It becomes something you can live, instead of something you must survive. Now, a warning. The mind loves to turn awakening into a medal. It says, I understand. I am the universe. And then it pins that medal onto the poor little me, using the language of freedom to decorate the same old prison. So do not make this a belief. Do not make it a new identity. Make it an investigation. Here is the practice. Simple, free, hidden in plain sight. Pause for one breath and ask, what is here before the next thought? What is here before the next judgment? What is here before the story resumes? Do not search for words. Just notice. A simple openness, a clear knowing. Rest there. Not as an achievement, as a return. You do not have to shine the sun. You do not have to move the planets. You do not have to earn the right to be. You are already doing it. Like breathing, like beating, like being. And the next time the poor little me knocks on your door, asking for another tragedy to live inside, you can smile, not with arrogance, with tenderness. And you can say, I know you, but I am not you. Then return to the simple fact that has been here the whole time. The quiet witness, the open sky, still here.